Hey guys, NielVTEC here, and today we'll be replacing our oxygen sensor on my Lexus. I'm specifically replacing the one on the passenger side on the downstream. They're kind of like confusing. I've been watching all the other YouTube videos and none of them kind of like show how to specifically do it. They tend to talk a lot like I am right now, but hopefully this video helps a lot of you guys. Should be simple enough to do it, but if you don't know the proper steps, it could be a bit harder for you. Here I am. I'm gonna fix that problem, and yeah, let's begin. So maybe I should have said this at the start, but yeah, good news, you only need one tool for this entire job, but the bad news is it's a specific tool. So it's going to be a O2 sensor remover socket. So yeah, before you start this job, make sure you have this because you're going to be all the way down there and you don't even have the tool to remove it. So yeah, they're very inexpensive. I got this on Amazon. You can get it anywhere you want, but it's cost me like $10 Canadian, so shouldn't be a problem. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the wire that's connected on the O2 sensor down there. In order to do that, you're going to need to like disconnect it from the passenger side, but obviously there's carpet, so we're going to remove the carpet the best way we can do it without breaking anything. And the other thing I would recommend you to do is get a penetrant fluid, so it could make your job a lot easier than it is. So the first thing I'm going to do is to remove this panel right here, so we have more space to work with, and it should be a lot easier to remove the carpet in this side. So the first connector we're going to remove is the one here. This is for the light down there. Should be easy. You don't need to remove the whole thing. There we go. So yeah, don't lose this. So from here, you pull the carpet. You see my finger, right? You remove the panel. Now you remove the carpet from here. Okay, so you don't really need to open it all the way like I am, but I want to show you guys the proper thing. So as you can see here, this is the connector that connects from the O2 sensor that you're going to need to remove, that goes all the way down there. So I don't want to mess around too much with my car. Just for you guys, I will. So this is the connector for the O2 sensor. As you can see here, there's a hole. All right, that's not a bathroom. The wire goes in there and goes downstairs. So disconnect this first, if I can. The f do you disconnect this? So that's pretty much it. That's the hardest part of this. Or the next thing we're gonna do is bring the car jack, which is harder on your back. So yeah. So that's the part right there. A good idea that I usually do, what I usually like to do when I'm replacing parts is visualize them and make sure that they're kind of like the same thing. So for example, like here I see the socket that I'm going to be removed on the old one, but yeah, it's just a good idea to like make sure that the proper tools I have is the right one for the job. If not, I'm going to be trying to remove it there and it's not going to be working. Well, as you guys can see, exactly my point where you want to like see if the proper tools you have is actually the proper one. Just because if I try to remove it there, I could have been thinking that there's something wrong with the part itself rather than my tool here. So I got this on Amazon, but the thing is, this specific O2 sensor has this cover right here, the heat shield. And yeah, this doesn't go all the way in there, as you guys can see. So it's not long enough. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to get the proper tools for this. So make sure you don't get this one. You're gonna need like a longer socket. It's gonna take a couple of days. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so it's been a couple of days later, and as you can see, my new tool arrived. The actual proper tool one, not the other one where it's too short for this specific O2 sensor. So compared to like the one before where it's too short, now it's gonna be able to actually get in there and be able to remove the O2 sensor. Hopefully it's gonna be easy for me this time. A lot of things go wrong when I do work on cars, so this thing is stuck in there. So wish me luck. Bro, this thing is stuck in there. Anyways, yeah, I kind of cheated using a power tool, but yeah, you guys can do it without this. Just make sure you lift the car more higher. I was not gonna suffer for the making of this video, so I'll use my power tool instead. But yeah. Alright, so online they were saying it's 33 foot-pounds, but make sure you don't over tighten them. In my case, I'll just do 30 foot-pounds just to make sure it's tightened up for it not to get loose in there. So yeah. Alright, so as you guys can see here, this is my old O2 sensor. So yeah, there's gonna be a rubber that's gonna look like this, and to take it off, obviously you're gonna like want to squish it and like take it off, but when you're gonna put it back in, make sure it's actually inside so it seals the car and you don't hear any wind sound or whatsoever, and water doesn't get in there or whatever debris that can get in there without you sealing it. So make sure you seal it. And as you guys can see, I still have my old one in there just to make sure like I don't lose the hole. Before I put everything back together, I'm going to show you guys where's the hole, to make sure you seal that in with the rubber that comes with the O2 sensor. Alright, so as you guys can see, putting everything back together is a lot easier than like taking it out. Hopefully you guys don't suffer as much as me or suffer more than me. I know like there's other cars out there that it's like very hard to like take out the O2 sensor in. So I'm pretty sure, and I like to believe that this penetrant fluid helped me a lot. So make sure you pre-lube it days or weeks before you tackle this job, just so you don't go through unnecessary problems or suffering. So yeah, I'm gonna connect everything back together and we'll see the dashboard. We'll see check engine go away or not. Moment of truth. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if the check engine is still there. Probably is, just because we need to reset it. But let's see. I have my OBD reader already in the car, so I don't have my key. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, so check engine's still there. I'm gonna reset it from my OBD reader, and or I mean, we can just read what the OBD reader is giving us. But now that we cleared it, if it doesn't come back, that means we fixed it. But yeah, I already pre-tested this. The last time I cleared it, it already came back. So if you look at my dashboard, please, God, if you look at my dashboard, it's already gone. And just for you guys, just to make sure, we're gonna triple check. We're gonna wait a couple of minutes just to give you guys the reassurance that the check engine's not gonna come back. Alright, so as you guys can see, check engine did not come back. So hopefully it's the same. Hopefully it's the same case for you guys. And just to quadruple check for you guys, we're gonna read the diagnostic on my OBD too. And as you guys can see, no diagnostic trouble codes. I can't read. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully this video helped you guys a lot, and hopefully there's a lot of you guys out there that's gonna help you fix this and save you a lot of money on gas and take that check engine out on your dashboard. Yeah, in my case it was easier compared to other people who's suffering losing the O2 sensor on there. Like I said a couple of days before, make sure you add penetrant fluid on that thread so it helps you guys. And yeah, if this video helps you out, leave a like, and if you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video.